Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by a plethora of amazing estate agents. As you know, no prop tech supplier ever pays me to recommend them or highlight them. But if a lot of my clients or a lot of agents that I follow keep talking about something, I like to get a few agents round a Zoom call and find out what everyone's talking about. And today I'm joined by some amazing estate agents. We've got Nathan, we've got Sanjay, Paul, Laura, John and Mark, who are all very well-known estate agents, and they're here to talk about a piece of kit called MovePal, which basically tags on to ValPal now. And we all know what ValPal is. It's been around for forever. An awful lot of estate agents use it as an automated valuation model. And I know other AVMs are available, but an awful lot of agents do trust ValPal for it. But just like all automated valuation models, where online valuations, instant 30-second values, you do need a funnel to drive people to it, and you need an exhaust out to ensure that you nurture them and bring them through. And this is what MovePal is all about. So I'd like to go to Sanjay first. Sanjay, in your inimitable words, what does MovePal do for you that ValPal doesn't?
For me, Chris, it's doing the extra bits. When ValPal, that is a lead generator. Once you get those leads, as I say to my team, those leads don't necessarily mean it's marriage on first date. These have got to be nurtured. And I think a lot of agents, including ourselves, if we're busy, we don't have the time to sort of, look after the ongoing journey because they're not all ready to come onto the market. So MovePal has really done that part for us now, taking care of moving these people along the journey to the point where they're ready for that marriage. And that's the time when, we see the results. So it can take from start to finish, potentially 12, 15, 18 weeks of the process.
Okay. Nathan, why did you invest your cash into MovePal as opposed to just ValPal on its own?
I think for us, we, as Sanjay said, the ValPal tool is a must for most agents in terms of the instant, but then the nurture campaign that it does, we didn't have the time to specifically set up an in-house process with Slack or Asana. And what MovePal has brought to us, the nurture campaign behind it, the ability to change some of the wording within those to personalize it to our own business, but the money that it costs per month to what we actually generate back from that nurture side is brilliant.
Okay, let's just have a quick word with Craig. And Craig, I'll slap you down if you go into sales mode. But what sort of bless you, I love you to bits. What sort of percentage of instant AVM leads convert within the first few weeks compared to down the line in weeks and months?
Yeah, I think the easiest one to mention is what we call the short-term nurture, which is day one, which is one email, one SMS message, and that's getting over 25% engagement rate from that first initial.
I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking. That's not the question I asked. I'm a hard hitting. I'm a David Dimbleby of estate agency. If an agent got 100 ValPal leads in one day, how many of them are going to go on the market? Within the first week, because this is the biggest criticism of that you need something to almost nurture them through, because a lot of them do come on the market, and a lot of people do slag off these sort of AVM models because they go straight away. What sort of percentage are we talking versus coming on the market now? Forget MovePal for a second.
Yeah,
compared to down the line.
I think it's a very difficult question to answer, because we know that sort of 20% of all leads will come onto the market over time, but it depends on where agents are marketing. If they're marketing at the top of the funnel, or if they're marketing at the middle to the bottom of the funnel, they'll have a higher early success rate. So it varies from agency to agency.
Chris, let me tell you the agent's perspective. All right, 100 leads, okay, I would say you might get one or two, if you're lucky, that are going to be instantly on point of wanting to go to market. All right, the rest is, let's not kid ourselves, it's all about a bit of a test drive. They've got a price, they're probably not happy with it, you've got to do some work. And I've known a lot of agents contact me and go, ValPal, oh, it's terrible and I want to get rid of it. But as you said earlier, they don't drive these things. Unless you drive ValPal, then you know what? You're wasting your time. It's like anything. You don't plant seeds and get flowers tomorrow.
No, it's a bit like it's a bit like great analogy, planting seeds and then wondering why you haven't got plants the next day. You've got to nurture them. Let's go to the king of nurture, Paul Long. Where does social media come in all this, in basically driving people to the ValPal and then the exhaust out to ensure that we don't lose them?
Yeah, I think what Craig mentioned, it does depend on the sort of top of funnel, how many people you are putting into that funnel, and the numbers. The more you put into it, the more conversations and the more valuations. And the social media side is so important. That's Facebook is probably the lowest cost for generating leads and getting people into that funnel, or using the online valuation. But a lot of the time you are using Facebook and its algorithm, which is months ahead of what people are thinking of doing. So that again does make the nurturing even more important.
Okay, but then Facebook isn't everything. The MovePal also uses text messages and emails. Let's go to Laura. Why did you employ the services of MovePal to tag onto your ValPal?
I think because I'm speaking from a marketing perspective. For me, ValPal is less a tool to actually get you a lead today that's warm and ready to go. It's a data capture opportunity on our website, which is only valuable if you actually do something with that data afterwards, which is what we're doing with MovePal. And I think there are lots of opportunities across our business where we've got those data capture points. Now we need to actually take those people through that life cycle and make sure that they're informed throughout.
I think we're guilty as estate agents of wanting the leads, and judging the portals by the leads, but we never actually do anything with them. I mean, 50% of leads never get called back with Rightmove. I mean, that amazes me. Let's go to the amazing John Newhouse in the Northeast. John, what would your message be? Obviously, apart from many agents who are in your part of the world, but taking on the MovePal to add on to their ValPal.
Well, I'd certainly recommend it, other than to fellow Northeast agents, of course. But for me, the difference is the interaction that you get. We got online valuations with a different tool previously, but we weren't then, beyond making a phone call and leaving a message, doing much with it. So what we're getting now is digital interaction, and the text messages that we get are quite informative in themselves. So you then got instant gratification from those that want something straight away, and the rest are in a process that we weren't managing particularly well ourselves, and is now sort of managed for us on our behalf. And we really just get the notification that someone's needing instant action. So for our troops, it's they're able just to sort of make calls at the right time.
Because that's the wonderful thing about being a boss of a state agency. You assume your valuers and negs are doing this, but quite often they get drawn away to the more instantaneous stuff. And it is the nurture campaign that really does work. Let's go to Mark Howell. Mark, what would your message be to any estate agent, obviously apart from an agent in your patch, potentially using MovePal to add on to their ValPal?
Well, I think it's, from our perspective, I think touching on pretty much everything that people have said and summarising that, we, in a busy environment with loads of valuations coming in all the time, the follow-up process is sometimes difficult, because each time you want to follow up, the next week you have a whole new load of clients coming in wanting more valuations. So having that nurture process in the background has been a real game changer. I do think as well, touching on what someone else said about text messaging, it's been fantastic. The text message response rate is much greater than the email response rate, and I think that's been a real added string to our bow as a business. So we're really able to reach out to people and instantly get responses, instantly communicate, and off the back of that, that's been the biggest growth changer for us. I mean, we've got over £100,000 of income in our pipeline, and our active pipeline has come through MovePal. So we've got a tangible difference there to our business.
Thank you for your time, Mark. And I just want to say thank you for everyone for this video. Like I said, I've not been paid to do this, but when an awful lot of my clients are talking about a big piece of kit, it's only wise I interviewed some people. Thank you, Craig, for organising this. And again, as I said, I must stress I've not been paid to do this or get any commission, but do check it out. Go to the ValPal website, speak with Craig. He's wonderful. Thanks very much. Wave goodbye to everyone. See you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.